But we made it, guys! Yay! I don't know why my weeks begin and end with this. Like it's like Tuesday, we made it! Yay! It's like it's Friday, but it's not. Welcome everyone again to Warda, and we are especially grateful for you to be here tonight. Oh man, we got a lot to do. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We are only, including tonight, 3 episodes of Curiosities until we're done with Curiosities. Yeah, and then once we hit that, we'll be done with this arc. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot going on. Anyway, it's gonna be great. So let's begin with our introductions. As always, I'm Drew Merzieski. I'll be your GM tonight. For Warda, we'll be playing Warda based on the Fate core system. We play Fate Light. We play very loosey-goosey with it.
Loosey-goosey dance.
So it's Fate, but it's like we've opened the hood and thrown in a lot of components of it, and we just kind of play. It's fun. But we're playing Warda tonight. For those of you that are not aware of what Warda is, if you're joining us for the very first time, Warda is a system and setting that my wife Allie and I came up with. It is basically Downton Abbey meets Game of Thrones, but with fairies and other fae. There's social hierarchy, there's crime, there's murder and mayhem and everything. Intrigue. It's all there. And martial arts. Lots of martial arts.
Hats.
And hats.
So many hats.
Lots of hats.
And drunk pixies.
And drunk pixies, and sometimes naked fae. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. So that's the introduction to Warda. But let's learn who our people are here tonight. Let's start at the far end. Who are you? Tell us who you are. Who you are playing, and what that person is.
Who am I really?
That's a good question. We'll getting to know you. We'll get there.
My name is Justin Blankenship. I am playing Embrilar Ardeo of the High House Ardeo. I am a half Gina Friddy, and I am a magic cop.
Magic cop.
Warden of the Hand and Eye. Although I am not a magic cop right now, I am off duty. I am a magic PI.
All right.
I'm still waiting for like the 80s sitcom like intro.
Oh yeah, we were totally waiting for that.
This like gold lettering, just Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
I actually am Justin Timberlake.
Oh my gosh. No, Justin Timberlake will play you. He'll play.
I'm fine with that.
Embrilar
I'm totally
Ardeo
fine with that.
In the Netflix
I could
original
totally
series
see
of
him
this.
playing Embrilar
It's
in the
gonna be
Netflix
Embrilar Ardeo.
series.
And next on our list.
Hi, my name is Alexis Cohen-Penna, and I will be playing Alva Goldfinch, who is a fairy hat maker and a dealer of secrets.
Oh, thank you so much. She's very, very interesting. For those of you that don't know, we did get new art of Alva this week.
Yes, oh my
It's
goodness.
Really good.
fantastic.
It was beautiful.
That's so cool.
You know what's funny? I never saw her as blonde. But she is blonde, and now I have
Alva's
that picture in
blonde.
my head, and I can't get it out anymore.
Yeah, blonde hair, green eyes, glare.
Squinty glares.
1,000 miles
Laying
there.
down bombs of truth.
Laying down them truth bombs.
And our next on our list.
My name is Frank Sparrow. I play Tippin, just Tippin, the rogue pixie who's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, how is that different from any other game we play?
I mean, you know, I feel a lot more
more than
confident at the beginning of a lot of other games.
You were more confident drugged last time.
Oh, yeah.
That's just life.
That's just a good.
This is Tippin going through life. This
Yeah,
is Tippin,
yeah.
you know,
Living life to his
hopefully
fullest.
not at the end of his short span of life.
And last but not least, we have a brand new guest star.
Hello.
Tyler,
Thank
tell us who you are.
So I am Tyler Lee. I will be playing Felix Drame, a fairy sogger.
Ooh. We're gonna learn what soggers are, guys.
Yeah,
They're cool.
they're cool.
It's pretty cool.
They're jerks, but they're cool.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah. And for those of you that are playing along at home, Felix is from House Drame, which means he is one of the sons. Wow, you have like what, 7 siblings?
I'm one of 7.
One of 7. He has 6 other siblings, and they are of High House Drame. Their father is Umber Drame, who heads the Sanitation and Service Guild. There's not a fairy that goes through the service industry that is not overseen by the guild in some way, shape, or form. And all services and sanitation is done through them. Any service-based industry, wait staff, anything that has to do with like concierge and anything that, if anybody's going to come and help you do something, it's going to be a fairy through the guild. The sex trade is also through
The legal parts.
the
of it.
legal parts of it. I mean, these are fae, so there's a legal part to it. And all sanitation, which means the cleaning of all the streets and clothes and anything like that, all go through. Your father's a powerful man.
He is.
And the city runs on Drame. At least that's what he likes to say.
Those are our house words. The city runs on
city
Drake.
runs
The city runs on Drame.
Literally on top of it, because that's where the streets are.
That's where they go.
Hey, really quick, can we talk about soggers? Or are we going to do that later? Because the chat wants to know.
Oh, they want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so soggers are like the special forces of the wardens. They're not guardian-based, and they're not even really warden-based. They're somewhere in between the two. And their job, they have a very special job where they can nullify magic. You can use magic physically to nullify another person's magic. It is incredibly powerful and incredibly dangerous, and there are very few people that can actually do it naturally. So what the soggers do, that's not their usual designation, that's not what they're called, but the everyday colloquialism for what Felix is called a sogger, because they dampen magic. So they don't get rid of it completely, they dampen it. And they use a mechanica that gives a field off, and they are trained in using it. They're trained in light nullification magic and light dampening magic, stuff like that. But again, it's super dangerous. If a Fae is severed from their magic, they die. And it's not like a quick death. It's like a slow death where you lose your magic and eventually fade to dust, basically.
So it is a bit more than killing the Wi-Fi in the area.
Yes, yeah. So what it is let us say that there's a riot going on, and there are people using magic in that riot. The wardens or the guardians or someone higher up will request a sogger team. And the soggers are actually directly underneath the Seelie who runs the Martial Guild. His blessing is given on that, and they go in, they infiltrate where it is, they set down their sogging, dampening magic field, and they turn it on, and the magic is then dampened in that area. Please, question.
So you're saying they make magic soggy?
Yeah, that's why they're called soggers. And the magic is then dampened, and it's easier for wardens, it's easier for other people, guardians maybe, anybody or private security to go in and quell that uprising. Or, it could be criminals squatting in a place, and they have a magic cannon, and they're shooting it. And they send in soggers to do that. But they're sneaky, they infiltrate, they do that kind of stuff. They wear a lot of black. And you have to be the best of the best to be a sogger. So that's what Felix.
Pardon me.
Yes, it is. Are you okay?
No, I am.
Okay.
Excellent.
And so that's what they are. Is it all cool with the chat? Are they freaking out?
Yeah, they're freaking out.
Okay, good.
Oh, no, it's not mine.
Oh, it's mine. You can have it. Thank you.
And so that's who we're playing tonight, guys. It's gonna be fun. Next up, we got to do our thank yous. So thank you once to Allie on the ones and twos. Thank you, Allie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Yay! Thank you also to the One Shot Podcast Network. Without them, we'd just be sitting here in a basement playing this, and we would not be able to get all this out to you. So we thank them for letting us use the Pocket Dimension, using this wonderful Carolina gaming table.
Carolina gaming tables.
Which this one is specifically made for streaming.
Specifically.
Yes, so that's why it looks like
Carolina game
we're at like a regular table. We're not. We're at a trapezoid.
We're actually at a
Looks like
Carolina game
trapezoid.
table.
Yeah.
It's a Carolina
Carolina
gaming table. like
What else do we need to think? Oh, let's jump to the art real quick. This is wonderful art by the lovely. How do you say her name?
It's Elena Lemmer is the
Elena
artist of this
Elena
beautiful
Lemmer.
playmat, which we picked up at her booth at Gen Con. I'll put her website in the chat in case you'd like to check out more of her art, because you should. She's brilliant.
Yes, indeed. And thank you also to everyone who's helped us. Arnie Parrott for making the theme, and the new art is from who again?
The new portraits of the Dare, Sandir Trundali, and Alva Goldfinch are
You know what's up.
are
You got
provided
it.
by La Skull, LA Skull, and she's LA Skull Art on Twitter.
Please go check out her stuff, guys.
She's fantastic.
And so thank you to them, and thank you to the One Shot Podcast Network for all that they do for us. And thank you to you guys for showing up, particularly Tuesday nights, and being a part of this.
Thank you for letting us come
Thanks
do
for
this.
having
Thank you
me.
for letting
Oh,
us in the
hi.
front door.
I have no life. So, this is it. And last but not least, thank you to all of you for coming out and being a part of the chat and being a part of this. Without you guys, we're just a bunch of nerds in an alleyway rolling dice. Like literally, we would have a basement, so it would just be.
Yeah, be nice.
You know, it's like lucky sevens.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Anyway,
Hey, there's another song we should start singing.
what? Luck be a lady tonight?
Getting to know you.
Getting to know all
About you. Thank you, Ali, for that segue into getting to know you.
You're welcome.
And today's getting to know you is tell us your character's favorite entertainment. Is it plays, operas, vox boxes, any pixie fights? You know, whatever that you guys want to do. Yeah, let's start with you.
Awesome. All right. Alva is actually partial to vaudeville.
Oh.
She just finds that the rapid progression of various different acts, most of them comedic based, is a good way to relax. She can put up her feet, wave over someone for an orange or a lemon, and just sit back and watch something weird or stupid going on.
Well, the funny thing for me is that I don't. Maybe this is just me. Does Alva have a sense of humor? Is it like, does she laugh, or is she just there like, that was funny?
I think actually in the
She eats a lemon.
I find
Like a
this
whole
hilarious.
lemon. It's not peeled, just rind and all.
That was hilarious.
I think that in the darkened theater, surrounded by strangers, Alva does laugh.
Oh, that's super cute. I like that.
She also smiled when Kev was afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, she smiles all the time, but it's scary.
Yeah, it's a scary laugh. It's Tippin, tell us yours.
Tippin likes to gamble.
Oh, what?
His most
With his life.
That too.
that too,
Exclusively
but also
Russian
like his favorite game. He discovered only a few weeks ago. It is called Pay the Piper, and whenever he can find a game of Pay the Piper, he likes to play it because it is a little bit like gambling with his life.
You've been through a lot since then. When you would probably just straight up
I
kill
played
the.
a total of 3 games of Pay the Piper.
You'd probably just kill it now that you've like killed people.
No, I don't kill the lindworm. I just
Only Faye.
only Faye.
You wouldn't rip its brain out.
No, I rip
okay.
its feather out.
Oh, okay.
True. If the chat needs a reminder on what Pay the Piper is, just let me know. Felix, tell us what's Felix's favorite thing?
So Felix used to be an opera fan until his favorite opera singer mysteriously died.
Oh no!
And that was
Oh no!
Now whenever he hears the opera, he sends drunk pixie texts to all of his exes.
I don't know how to recount this, but
wait. I'm sorry. Is it you're drunk and sending pixies, or have you have you made the pixies drunk?
Definitely both. He gets really drunk and then he'll say, before you go, like a little
must
thimble.
be accurate.
Yeah.
Do you drink with the pixies, or do you force them to drink?
He'll already be drunk.
Both.
And then the pixie will show up and he'll have like thousands of tiny thimbles full of very potent alcohol, and he'll give them to each.
man.
Yeah, but now that opera is done for him, his favorite artist is the hit pop singer David Brownie.
Oh, David Brownie, yeah.
Yeah,
Brownie.
I love him.
he's great. He's great. He loves "We Can Be Sealy."
Yeah.
It's his favorite song.
He's
great song.
he's like a weasel based. He's like very thin. He's a very thin
Oh, yeah.
and like
Very
noodly-
androgynous.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
noodly brownie.
Yeah, but attractive across the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like
As-
universally attractive.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone loves David.
I mean, he's the most attractive brownie anyone's ever seen.
I still sometimes just walk down the street going, bum,
yeah. Yeah.
Changes.
Yeah, that song has remained constant.
Winds of change.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was right there.
Anyway.
She saw an opportunity. She took it.
Thank you, Felix. That's great. Also, I love the idea of drunk pixies and the idea that you said, like, I sent you a message, like, I never got it. And there's some pixie going, where am I?
They
I
all
have
go
a
to one
message.
place. Yeah.
I have a message. Is it for you?
I'm just gonna tell you
I'm
anyway.
just gonna tell you.
You are a terrible, heartless piece of woman.
And that's from Felix Drave.
Felix James says so. You were not good enough for me.
Call me.
I'm gonna cry now.
Okay, anyway. Embrilar, let's go to you.
My favorite piece of entertainment are books.
Oh.
And in Warda, there are many different kinds of books, of course.
Of course.
My favorite are the ones where they use a special type of ink to write the words on the pages. And when you read them, they literally come to life in front of you.
Oh.
And then the words will literally peel off the page, like slow. Once you have to read like a couple pages to get the magic flowing, because the magic will like attach itself to your consciousness, kind of, to see like where you in and like where you are. And after you read a couple pages, the words, like one letter at a time, will slowly start to peel off and kind of trickle over into the space in front of you, and then slowly start to manifest the reality of whatever book or play you're reading. And then you're kind of you no longer have to read the book; you're up there watching it.
Hella expensive, but
Yes.
really good.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. Like it basically those are like there's not really very many original works like that. They're mostly adaptations of other books because of it is so expensive to be able to do that. But it's I grew up in a rich house. I was able to do that, and so I like the first time I read up one of those books and saw it come to life. I didn't know because you think I would be able to tell the difference between the ornate, but I didn't know. I thought it was just a big colorful book. And I started seeing it come to life in front of me. I was absolutely transfixed.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, it's super. I mean, not super rare. There's obviously books that do that, but it's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Like I don't think all of us have ever experienced that.
She might have seen one in somebody's room at Fleet Manor. Terraston?
Probably Terraston.
Terraston. She might have seen one at Terraston, but she has probably never touched one except to gently dust it.
Very nice, very nice. I imagine that they're like kept in special cases.
Yes.
So like in like a special bookcase where these are the ones you have, and like most families have like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like total.
We actually have the entire set of Fairy Potter.
Oh,
It's
nice.
fantastic.
All 7 books.
All 7.
All
Were you
7.
just leading up to that?
No. I'm not that mischievous.
I don't know. I feel like you've done that before.
Yeah, that feels like something.
Yeah, that's something you
would
totally
do.
do.
No, that's
long
I'm
time.
allowed to be clever on the fly.
It's extemporaneous. That's fine. I like that. That's great. But that's getting to know you guys. So thank you so much. That was very insightful. I like it. And last but not least, are you guys ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Are you ready?
Okay. All right. I want you guys to imagine it. We're in Amminheim. There's a street. And the camera is on just this regular street. There's nobody on it, which is a little strange for Amminheim. But there's not a soul on this street. There's a piece of paper that rolls by as the wind, which is pumped into the Undercity, by the way. They have Mechanica to blow wind to make it seem like there's at least some atmosphere down here.
Yeah.
And as we sit there watching, we pan across the street, and there's a cat. And the cat like jumps on top of like a trash can and then falls off and goes away. And all of that happens, and immediately we begin to hear in the distance some sort of noise, either voices or shouting or what's going on. And the camera pans down the street, and there's like a hill, like a San Francisco-esque hill, and over the hill comes a line of people with torches as they like are yelling and screaming things. Nobody's got signs or anything, but they're basically just going through and destroying everything that they can find. You see there's a lot of humans with like mallets and like giant wrenches. We'll wait for Alva to not die. You good? You can drink. Please drink. And
Jeez, I'm getting over a cold.
and we see all that, and there are humans with like giant wrenches and with like bats and like sticks and planks, and they're breaking up Fey-owned establishments and stuff like that. But we see amongst the crowd that there are half-genes with them as well, and they're using their magic to like bolster the crowd. If they can't get into like one particular place, they'll have like a Nayati come and like water blast the door open, and they run inside, stuff like that. And so that's all we see this huge riot happening. And as we see this giant riot happening, the camera pans back up the street and onto the top of a roof, and we see a warden in a normal warden's coat, warden's hat. She's got like a pixie on her shoulder, and she's looking through like binoculars, and she brings the binoculars down and looks down, and she leans over to the pixie and goes, "Get off to the chief. Make sure he understands what's going on." And the pixie like salutes because it's also in like a warden outfit and flies off. And she looks down and says, "It's gonna be a long night." And we jump to the intro. All right, guys, let's jump into it. All right.
Whoa.
I want you guys to. We're going to begin like we always begin. We are high above the city of Ammingrad, so we're outside. There's the moon shining. It's nighttime. It's beautiful, crisp autumn, and we are sailing over the tops of the entire city. And we can look down and see the horseshoe of the city as it usually is. We see thousands, if not millions, of lights twinkling down as the city, as we look down to the city at nighttime. But we zoom down from the sky towards the mountains, and we hit like a crack, very Two Towers-esque, where we hit that crack and we turn sideways into it, and we open up into the undercity of Amminheim. And we see the city beneath us, again, awash in gaslight and sparkling pixies as they fly back and forth. And we head down, and we come to a small balcony on an apartment in a particular section of Amminheim, towards the slide. And we come into a living room where there is Sandir Chundali and Calais Serene, and they're sitting on a couch together, like drinking salt wine in their lap. They're sitting there talking, and he's like, and that's what happened. And she's like, oh, stop it. Back and forth. And Alva and Embrilar and Tippin are like by the door. Oh, that's right, you're not there. So you two are there. And you guys are standing there as these two are completely looking at themselves and talking about each other, and they've completely forgotten that you are even here. What do you do?
We're gonna go. Yes, we're gonna go.
Sandir, we're gonna head out.
Yes, of course, my friend. Do have fun. So there I was, fighting for my life.
Cool. And then we
exit the apartment. While we're going down the stairs, Alva turns to you and says, I do want to apologize for putting your family in danger. I promise that if there had actually been any time in between me getting thrown in a cell, rescued by a brownie, climbing an elevator, and then flying through the sky and landing on a boat, I would have sent a pixie. I would have sent them word.
I know. I know you didn't mean to put them in danger. You did what you had to do to survive. I understand.
And I understand why you felt the need to tell Pinnacle Gaynor everything in the hopes that she could get involved and help. Hopefully the Guardians and the Wardens and whoever else she's going to contact will be distracted by the fact that Amminheim is now going to be in riot. And it's already smoky.
Oh, yeah. Wave that hand.
You guys step out of the front, and it is smoky, which is unusual for down here. There is vents that vent the smoke and from the factories and such. But you do see, as you step onto the streets are mostly empty, which is odd for right about now. And you do know that as you step out into the street, to your right is towards the slide, to your left is back towards the front of the city, and towards Borwald.
Where's the source of the riots? Like where are the crowds?
I'm gonna say you guys don't know at this point.
You can't really. It's just loud.
It's just. I mean, you can't. There's smoke in the air, but again, they're not right on top of you where you guys are. You didn't just walk outside like, oh look, a riot.
Wait. Let us
Look at those humans with their riots.
Humans with their riots. There's a bunch of fae who are. Oh yeah. No. There's none of that. But basically, the city's on edge at this point. Where they are, you guys didn't really get a look at when you were falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
But so, what do you want to do?
We should go towards the slide and there's nothing else to do. We don't know precisely where it is. We'll simply have to look.
Should we check back in on your friend? Maybe he's decoded in that journal yet? Maybe he made any headway?
He said it would be the day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Is Milton Shrug's basement in the direction of the slide?
Milton, yeah, it's definitely in the direction of the slide.
We'll stop by.
We'll stop by.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys start heading down the street. All the trolleys have stopped. There's nobody on the streets. You see people looking outside their windows and locking doors and locking windows. And you see a Fae or two walking the streets and then like hurrying and getting away. But you head towards Milton's, and as you head towards Milton's, you can see there is this wall of like firelight heading towards where you guys are.
We should walk faster.
We should walk faster.
Run even.
Yep.
Exactly. And so they're heading where you guys are heading. They are coming from.
Sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
What is that?
So you guys are looking at the fire, and the fire is coming towards you.
Yeah.
So you guys are trying to head to
Are we,
Milton's.
yeah, are we going to get to Milton's before they collide with us?
Roll me a notice.
Whoa!
Man.
That would be a 6, but it's a nat 4.
That is also a 4 for me.
Okay. So with that 6, I'm going to say that you can see it best of all. You get a sense that they're going to overtake you. Like this whole section is going to be covered in whatever this riot is going to do in the next maybe like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
No, you can make it. You can make it to Milton's in time.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's hurry up and get him out there. We can grab him. We can probably leave and like rescue any, like save him and then save any of the.
Oh, he's perfectly safe. He's in a basement. In fact, he might not let us in, but I have a plan for that.
Okay, let's go.
Oh God.
So you guys head over to Milton's, and again, you come to that cellar basement place, and you knock on the door. And as you knock on the door, there is no answer.
Milton. Milton Scudge, open up. It's Alva Goldfinch. Milton. All right. Milton, if you don't let me in, I'm going to make a lot of noise and act like a rioter and encourage this giant, scary wall of mob to come straight for your door.
Does not answer. There's no answer whatsoever. It's dead still.
Can I break open the door?
Sure, you can try.
Yeah, can I use a fire combat spell to like just blow open the door?
Sure, go for it.
That is a 3.
3. Let me roll an Arcanica for Milton. Cool. It takes you a little bit. It takes you a little bit harder than you would expect. You'd go once at the door, and fire licks at the door and explodes over it, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. And you're like, one more time.
Give me a second.
And you do a harder spell, and then it finally, you see the enchantment over the door shatter, and the door buckle inwards as the fire like heats it and buckles it.
Yeah.
And you guys, what do? You gonna go downstairs? I assume.
Milton.
As you open the door, you look inside, and you head back. You head down the stairs, and there is no Milton down here. The pixies are like all asleep in his little globe in the little pixie.
Are some of them still glowing?
Some of them are still glowing, but they're all like asleep and passed out. And
Yeah. Can we? How long has he been gone? Is there any trace of how
that's
long?
an investigate. If you guys want to pull an investigate, try to figure out how long he's been gone.
Yeah, that's a 1.
2.
2. So as you guys start looking over everything, Alva, you notice that he's not here. The book you gave him is not here. And you're looking around everywhere. You can see that it seems like he's been gone like a while. It's not like there's like tea sitting there.
Did he take? Do you trust him?
Not that much.
Could he have taken it directly to Spiderwillow the moment we left?
Yes. Entirely possible at this point. I mean, what would that was Lucius Canis who fired off a warning signal for this riot. The Canis family is involved in this, or at least one of them?
It makes sense.
Anybody could be involved in this.
When I was in the Spiderwillow, when I was in their fortress underneath Boardwall, there was tons of weaponry that had the Canis mark on them.
Well, I saw that. They could have just stolen that or smuggled it or purchased it outright, but no, the Lucius Canis standing there and participating is rather more proof.
Too coincidental for my tastes.
You guys, as you're sitting there talking, you hear a, "This way, chaps!" And there's somebody who enters from the top door.
Smish.
You hear someone come inside, and this way. Come on, let's go. And there's it's a deep baritone voice that says that, and behind that there's a more shrill voice that goes, "Not entirely sure if we should. You know, I mean, it's a little dirty down here. Maybe we shouldn't." And there's a third voice that says,
We don't have a choice. This is ground zero. This is where it has to happen.
the shrill voice goes, "Oh yeah, I'm sure we have to. Is that what you mean there, Felix? Is that what we're supposed to do?"
What are you, my dad? Okay.
No, I'm not your father, Felix.
Look, it's where I go. We have to do it here. If
All right.
you want, look, if you put the refractor 3 blocks to the left and you put the refractor 3 blocks to the right, this should cover everything.
Are you sure about
should.
that? Are you sure about that, Felix?
Who are you talking to?
I understand who I'm talking to, Felix, but I need to know what's your parameters here. What is the percentage you have here, Felix?
In all the years that I've worked here, how many casualties have I had?
They both sigh, and they both in unison go, "None."
So how about we just do what the fairy says? Is it because I'm a fairy? Is that why you're doubting me?
No, Felix, it's not because you're a fairy. It's not. That's not it at all. It's a very delicate operation. We're trying to make a very large field here. It's very difficult, is what I'm saying. I
So-
just want to make sure that your parameters are good.
My parameters, there's a 98.6% chance that everything will go as planned.
I'll take those 2% odds. All right. Froy, you to go up, set up the refractor.
Do I know what a refractor is?
Roll me just a knowledge, just like add a +1 to it because you're a warden.
0.
Okay. At a 0, it's not a failure, it's mediocre. So
Yeah.
at a mediocre, you're like, that sounds really familiar.
But
What could
yeah.
that possibly be? Froy, what I need you to do, go set up the refractor up on the roof. Go 3 blocks down, like Felix said. Felix, you and I will set up the machine here. All right?
Team leader.
All right.
Can I roll insight to try and put 2 to 2 together with just the way they're talking and what they could possibly be doing here?
Sure. What are you rolling?
Insight?
Insight. Roll me an insight.
Well, base insight is 3.
So it's at a 3. I'm going to say that I don't know if you can put together that it's Felix Drame, but obviously this is some sort of official something. This is not the rabble trying to break down this place.
It doesn't sound like massive, like conspiracy to like do something bad, like a bomb or anything. Like
No.
that.
It doesn't sound like that.
It's not part of it. Okay.
He goes,
Olva pinches your forearm and goes, "It's not the mob." Or, "It's not the mob."
all right, we'll head down here, Felix. I will want to see your math, Felix. You know that. That's just the way, that's how I work.
Fine. Look, all right, and I'll pull out a pad that I have, and I'll just start scribbling as we, like Aaron Sorkin walk and talk down the stairs.
Yeah, like as you guys
Like,
start-
all right, we go to this, x divided by 4 and 2, and I'm terrible at math.
And you guys step on the ground floor, and all 4 of you meet, and there's a Sylvani, like a willowy Sylvani, standing there, and a fairy, and he goes, "Oh, hello," and I think that's a great place to. Oh,
Charmed, I'm sure.
charmed, I'm sure.
Good evening.
And we'll jump to Tippin. Tippin, you are sitting in front of a goblin. What do you do? She's just said, "Let's figure out who you are."
Well, I gave you my name. What's yours?
I think it's rather obvious, don't you?
I just like a verbal confirmation. You blinked. I'm sorry, I make jokes when I'm nervous.
Do you like your wings, Pixie? Do you like your hands?
I was just looking for a job.
You came in through my other pixie secret door.
I saw it
How did you
open.
get here?
I flew through a shoe and I saw this opening and took it. I thought it was the closest one.
Well, it was rather close. You want a job?
Yeah.
Interesting. Milton? And another goblin comes out. Yes, boss. Milton, bring me the jar. Sure, boss. And he goes, boss, about the book. He's like, we'll get to the book later, Milton. Bring me the jar. And Tippin, as you're sitting there, a large jar is like Milton comes up to the table and places a large jar, and there are pixie bones at the bottom of the jar. And the goblin reaches, and you're right where it is, and she grabs the jar instead of you, and you see her nails, and they're like immaculately clipped to be razor sharp. And
Okay.
you hear them click click around the glass, and she holds it up, and she shakes the bottle, and you hear the tinkle of pixie bones rattle inside of it like a bell. And she goes, I'll call you Belle. How's that sound?
You don't get to name me.
I think I do. I named Amalia. I named all my little friends.
Did you name them too?
Oh, I did. They disappointed me. Do you want to disappoint me, Belle?
I don't tend to disappoint people.
Good. I'm going to put you in the jar. Not for long. Just a little bit. And you're going to sit. And you're going to listen. And we'll see what happens then. And she reaches for you. What do you do?
I'm gonna sit in the jar.
Okay. She reaches for you. So there's this moment where she reaches for you, and the moment that you have that impulse to go and you don't, she stops, and then puts her hand out, and she untwists the jar, and holds it.
I will fly into the jar. I'm not taking your hand.
She takes it, and she doesn't close it.
I'll sit in the jar.
And she goes and she places it on a bookshelf close to, within reach of her. She looks at you. Milton, bring me the book. And Milton comes in with the book. I think it's a good place to jump to you guys.
Woo! Butthole unclenched. Nice.
That was good. All right.
Oh boy.
Oh, hello. I'm terribly sorry. Have we intruded?
No. Okay. Do I recognize? Are they wearing any Sogger, like a Sogger uniform?
The Soggers uniform is just black. Like they're not like in suits. You guys aren't like, I don't think you guys wear suits or anything
No,
like that.
we try and blend it as much as
Okay,
possible.
so-
They're wearing like black slacks and like
Right.
black jackets and like high collar jackets and they're like buttoned to the top and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's uniform-esque,
Yeah.
but it's utilitarian. There's no distinguishing markings on it.
Okay.
I will say that Felix is wearing a
Yes,
set
this,
of.
this is a good point.
Oh, I guess
Please describe Felix for all of us.
So Felix has dark brown hair, not unlike myself, and he has a set of goggles that kind of hang over his head in like a main character of Digimon fashion.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
And
Tie.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But his hair is very tame. He has what looks like a utility belt and a small backpack. and it's got like things sticking out of it. And he has like a little thing from the backpack. There's a little wire that runs. It seems to be like stitched into his clothing to this wrist. It looks like a watch of some kind, but it's got a little thing sticking out of it.
Yeah.
And he's currently just like scribbling notes. Right? He hasn't even looked up. He's
Yeah.
like 4.72%.
Very well dressed for rioting.
They're not.
I was just making sure. I was just double checking.
I'm terribly sorry if we've intruded.
This isn't our place.
Is it not?
No, we were looking for an associate of ours. He had something that we needed, and apparently he's not here.
Terribly sorry.
42.
Well, if you don't mind, we'll be using this place now.
Oh, go
May I
right ahead.
ask in what capacity?
9:46. All right. So here's what. Oh,
And you
Alva?
yeah.
Dude, he looks familiar, but do I like completely recognize him?
Oh,
'Cause
roll a
it's-
luck. Roll a luck to see
it
if
has
you
been
do.
like 40 years.
It's been
probably.
40 years. Wow. He left an impression.
You were probably the first person I kissed.
I think so.
Yeah.
Smooching!
You're-
Smooching.
Smooching, guys.
Smooching in the past.
Smooch history.
Alva
Felix
smooch.
Drame.
Ha,
Felix
ha, ha,
Drame.
ha. I'm sorry, that belongs to you. It's not that.
It's okay. It's Alva's your soup, not your stew.
My stew. Alva is my stew.
Put that on a t-shirt, man.
Yeah.
Alva's my stew.
Hashtag my stew.
Oh, you're my stew.
So Felix is gonna fumble with the. His hands are gonna start shaking. He's gonna like.
Feel it.
Here's the math, sir.
He take the Silvani takes the math and he looks at it and goes, Felix, I've never seen you so agitated. Is everything all right?
Sir, can I get a minute with the civvies?
Of course.
Civilians. It's
I know
it's-
what
it's-
I know what a
we are
civvy is.
civilians.
Yeah.
We are both civilians.
We are civilians. Civies. I've never heard that term before. Thank you.
Yeah, it's official official talk. What have you? What has he left the room?
He goes, I'll go outside and check the perimeter.
There's rioters
No, they're on their way.
coming.
I'll make sure to check the perimeter.
Yeah.
Do set up the machine while I'm gone.
Yeah. Okay. And he's gonna take his backpack off.
He looks at you and goes, my name's Will Max.
Lovely to meet you.
Pleasure.
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 And he looks at you and he looks at you, but he kind of glides over. He goes, my name's Will Max, and he looks at you a bit more. Then he looks at Alva, and he looks at you and goes, "Are you all right here, miss?"
Oh, yes, I'm completely fine.
Excellent.
This gentle Fae is a friend of mine.
Very well. Very well. Felix, it's good that you're here. If you need anything, please talk to Felix. And he steps out and heads up the stairs.
What the smish was that about?
The mob is full of half genes.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
And you
right.
hear him
All right. Cool.
head up the stairs.
All right. All right.
And smoke.
Yeah.
Alva, what are you doing here?
I
thought you worked for the fleets.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
happy to say I'm well quit of that place.
That's great. I love your hat.
Thank you.
What have you been?
I made
Yeah. Oh, you don't look a day over 60.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say.
Yeah. What have you been up to? How are you? And then the machine starts beeping, and I'm like,
Whoa, what is
I'm gonna
that?
start, gonna lift a panel, start pushing a few buttons.
What is that?
I'm gonna say, sir, and I'm gonna close the lid. This is official Sogger business.
You're a sogger.
Sorry. Department of Magical Suppression.
I
and
know what a
Dampening.
sogger is.
Well, okay, all right. Well, sure.
You're here to help stop the riot.
Yeah, you're using a magic dampening field to quell the riot.
Well, if you're gonna do my job for me, then
I have no idea how to do your
fine.
job.
Okay, well, in that case, and I'm gonna lift the panel and plug 3 more buttons and then close it, and it's going to. It's like an orb, like a steel orb, and the top of the panel is going to open in like a circle, and then this what looks like a flower, but the petals are completely metal, and it's going to grind open. and the middle is going to start glowing a little bit. And I'm going to say, look, we were called in. I'm an agent of Sogger Team 1. And this is, and as I say Sogger Team 1, I'm going to kind of glance at Alva and see if she's impressed or not.
I'm impressed.
She-
I
she-
know what Soccer Team
She's
1 is.
listening to you, but there's no reaction when you say that. Like she has no idea what that means.
Roll an insight on Alva.
Okay. Oh, boy.
That's a wash.
Okay, so it's completely neutral, and that's a 1.
A 1. Yeah, she's stone-faced.
Okay. Inwardly, Felix is going to say smish.
Shit, okay.
So he's going to
Soccer
say,
Team 1?
Yeah, Sogger
I
Team.
know Soccer Team 3. Have you worked with them at all?
Don't get me started. All right, no. Don't get me started on Sogger Team 3. All right, let me tell you. There's an Afridi on Sogger Team 3. Really ruined my day.
Don't even get me started. Corfax?
Corfax?
I know. Oh my God, I hated working with him.
That guy, let me tell you. I'm Felix, by the way. Felix Drain.
Embrilar and Alva.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I like you. You're a half gene, yeah?
Yep. Half
Yeah.
Team Warden.
Cool. Warden. Oh, but what are you doing here?
I'm helping a friend out.
Yeah, he is off duty.
I'm off duty, not here on Warden business. I'm here helping help my friend, our mutual friend Alva, out with a. She's here on
I need to find someone of less than savory character. We're trying to track them down.
Well, I mean, you came to the right place.
Indeed, we did. How soon is that thing gonna connect to all the other little Mechanica things and make all of our lives very much harder?
So, typically, because this is the origin point, there are 2 refractors that are going to go off. Normally, in the older iterations of this device, there would be a large bubble that would cover the entire area and nullify or dampen a lot of the magic, which would, in the past, cause some casualties. Some pixies would fry. Some, lower rank Fae would.
Fae children. Yeah.
Yeah, Fae, some children. It was very bad. That's why
Aneurysms.
the department gets a lot of a bad rap. However, I've devised these things that refract the bubble, so that way only a certain area will get dampened. So this, once I set it off, yeah, it's going to effectively cancel out a lot of the magic that the half gene in the riot are launching at people and things.
How did you guys get here so quickly?
We're very good.
So, I can only surmise that you've known that this riot was getting close to happening beforehand.
If this riot is as big as I think
Roll
it
me
is,
a luck.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say that you don't know specifically. Like, Wilmax will know. Like, Wilmax will know, like, what's going on. Basically, you guys have been in the city for the past span. And he hasn't really given you any reason why, just that this was a long-term mission that you guys were on. Basically, it was also like you guys were doing exercises, you were trying out things in some of the caverns, like working on refracting fields and stuff like that. And then he was like, okay, and then we go into the city. So that's all you know about it.
maybe teleportation sticks for some of the backup crew, or would that not be a thing?
That would also work. Like, it's a possibility. But you guys have been here for a little while. You have in the past done where they've been like, you guys need to go to this place right now, and they'll give you teleportation sticks to like snap and go.
Okay.
One-time use makes most people nauseous doing it because it's such a jarring rip out of reality and into something else.
Right. With a riot, if this riot is as big as I think it's going to be, I imagine that every single task force in any capacity related to the Guardians or the Wardens in Amminheim is now being assembled, and more from up in Ammingrad.
We have a veritable army of wardens waiting on our say-so to come down and quash this riot.
So, when does that thing? When does it go?
Well, team leader is going to tell me when the refractors are in place, and as soon as that happens, I'm instructed to push this button. and it's going to be a big red button on the side.
This one right here?
Ah! No! Yes! Yes, that one. That one right here.
Are we in the slide right now? Or
No,
like
you're
just very
close to it.
Right. How much of the slide is going to be covered?
Depends on where the rioters are.
What are the current parameters of the operating area of the device?
It's going to be 6 blocks. 6 blocks in any direction.
Is the slide within 6 blocks of that?
Let's see. The slide is 7 blocks away.
Okay.
Felix, do soggers carry something that keeps the effects of their technology from affecting them?
I'm going to show you something I've been working on. And he's going to open up his bag, and he's going to pull out what looks like the chest piece, the Iron Man chest piece. But it has little clamps that kind of go around the sides and the shoulders. And he's going to say this. Originally, it was designed as a personal null field, a field that only fits around one person. However, when I tested it on myself, I almost died. So I've been tweaking it, and I think I can have it act as the reverse, to act as a fairy day cage within the null field.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
So, hypothetically, if one was to wear this, it would, if you were to fire magic outside of the field itself, and the magic was to then pass through the field that it was creating around you, would the magic then disappear?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can only use it inside the fairy day cage, but it remains intact within.
Yes. It would essentially be so you are perfectly comfortable inside the null field, which is not very useful. I'm really trying to get it to have the opposite effect, where only one person. It works fine on humans. I mean, I've put it on plenty of humans, and they're fine, but they don't have any magic, so.
Where's the radius on the Faraday cage?
It's a Faraday cage.
The Faraday cage.
I don't know who Faraday is. It's about 1 foot, 1 foot out. It hovers very close to your skin.
So at this point, it just eliminates the side effects, the vague nausea, the headaches.
Ideally, I'd have to tinker with it, but right now it's essentially a lobotomy cage. It's a death trap if somebody who's not a human puts it on.
Well, that is fascinating, and I hope it keeps going well for you.
Well, I mean,
that doesn't really help right now, though.
sure.
I'm sorry to
I mean,
say.
I don't know how into torture you are, but if that would be a great way to torture somebody. But I'm sure you don't
form
like that.
in Embrilar's head. Alva, could I have you for a moment?
Absolutely. One moment, Felix.
Yeah, sure.
And I whisper to her, I think if we could, what do you think we can expand by a blog to include the slide, and then what if we trick Spiderwillow or the person
The
you're
mystery
looking for,
Nayati.
yeah, into wearing that? That it essentially nullifies all problems. We don't have to fight them. We can just trick them into wearing it.
Yes, this could work. Well, under a very specific set of variables that unfolded within the narrative of this, our attempt to fulfill our goals. Yes, it would absolutely work.
It's very unlikely, but it is a possibility that we
Yes.
don't want to toss aside.
Unlikely, not improbable.
Yeah.
Felix,
Yeah.
is there... and Alva sort of stands next to you so that her shoulder's almost brushing yours. Is there any chance that we could reposition your soccer machine another block down in a different building so that it widens to touch the slide?
You see, in our time here in our investigations, it has come to our attention that there is a source of the riots, a major benefactor, if you will, that is just 1 block south. And it would be very helpful if we could nullify the magic in that area. It might quell the riots entirely.
So Felix is going to pull out his watch thing, and he's going to press a couple of buttons, and he's going to say, Team leader, this is Agent Drame.
So the radio communication you have is incredibly rudimentary at this point. So I'm gonna say you do have a two-way communicator between it, but you're so underground that it can't reach him where it is. If you had a line of sight on him, yes, for sure. But because you're underground and it's around corners and stuff, you can't reach to where it is.
It's just static. He's not there. You know, I could probably do it. If we move, we'd need to leave the building because we need to move this specific device. If I can't reach them, the refractors are going to be in place. And once they're in place and I get the go-ahead, I have to press this button. So if we get one block into whatever direction your person is, then yes, we can do it.
Thank you. That's splendid. That's wonderful. Does Milton have like any brooms or things like sticks in his apartment?
Any makeshift weapons you're basically for?
No. Oh, also table legs. I need torches.
Oh, torches.
need to look like we're
Roll me a luck.
Neutral.
Neutral. I'm gonna say you can make torches.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah, I got fire right here.
All right.
I-
Alva tips a table over that like has torchish sized legs, and she like starts kicking them and force blasting them off.
Cool. So she goes about starting to make that. I'm gonna say that's basically what you guys are gonna make torches and then head on out. That's perfect. Let's jump to Tippin. So we're in this room, Tippin, and it's been about 5 minutes, but she hasn't really done anything other than like look at this book and go over it.
I have a few questions then.
Sure.
The temperature in this room, is it warm? Is it cold?
It's middling. It's pleasant.
Middling? It's
Yeah.
pleasant? Okay,
So it's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's
cool. Can I roll a notice to kind of just like semi-glance around everything that's in
Sure,
this room? I
sure.
would like to use my skills as a pixie collector to like pick out just random items that I might be able to like use.
sure.
That's a 2, but it's a 3.
A 3. So you're looking at for things to use how?
Mostly kind of just random everyday objects that people have. I'm still formulating plans.
Cool. She's got books.
Okay.
She's got artifacts. She's got things under glass. She's got like a lindworm skeleton. She's got like pressings of flowers that you've never seen, and beetles under glass that have been like, beetles and butterflies and stuck with pins and like there's like writing underneath them. There's look like stone artifacts. They look like the stone artifacts you found when you got your ring. Like she's got some of those. Nothing shines though.
Nothing shines. Okay.
But you haven't gotten close to any of them. But I mean, there's like a chalice and a plate and like stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So, I also have a question. Because I guess this wasn't specified with the mustache wax that I have. Would you say that that's slippery or not?
It's tacky.
It's tacky?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I could use that still.
So as you're sitting there,
I just want to like listen now.
she's listening and she's speaking to Milton, mainly going, "Were you able to break this?" He's like, "What do you mean break it? I wrote it." It's like, "I understand that, Milton, but were they able to?" "Well, they came to me, so they obviously didn't." "All right, Milton. This appears to be all old information, Milton. There's nothing in here that is terribly important." And she like reaches. There's like a brazier over here that's got fire, and she like tosses it in the fire to like burn it. She goes, "You're dismissed, Milton." And he like heads out a door, and she goes, "Were you listening, Belle?"
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
"Repeat back to me everything that was said."
you asked him what was, if they had learned what was in this book that you just burned. And Milton said, obviously not, because they brought it to me. So, that's basically
Roll of luck.
Oh, God. It's fine.
I mean, if you want to hand me one to re-roll, you totally
Take
can.
it. Please. I'm switching these.
It can't be any worse.
It's only slightly better.
It's like, I
No
mean,
more?
Yep, sure, go ahead. If you want to burn them,
Neutral.
I started with 9 at
if you got them, burn them.
Yeah.
Neutral. We're just
Neutral.
taking steps up. I'm going to stick with neutral.
I mean, like 3 more, and you got like a plus.
I am sticking with neutral. I
Okay.
feel like I'm going to need these.
Okay, so you say that, and she goes, "It's close enough." Tell me about yourself, Belle. Where do you come from? What kind of pixie are you? PMU?
Oh,
You
no.
rogue?
Rogue, I guess.
Rogue. Interesting.
I kind of just do what I like. I like your lindworm skeleton.
Thank you.
I have a...
Yeah, she's like, I noticed you have a lindworm feather.
yeah, I beat one once.
I commend you. I've only known one other pixie who can do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to chat with them.
Oh, they're gone.
Unless they're in here.
No, they're gone.
Oh, okay.
Her name was Remy.
Oh my God!
One of my finer names, by the way.
Wow.
Oh!
As the roar of emotions go over Tippin's face.
Oh, like the camera like zooms in.
I want to do my absolute best to hide my emotions.
Uh,
I don't know how best to do that.
that's a deception, I think.
It's falsehood.
Falsehood?
I have neither of
That's
those
a
things.
falsehood.
God damn.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You can't breathe.
Oh.
No, I don't hide my emotions.
Yeah,
no.
you're. Luckily, she's not paying attention to you. So she says that, and she says Remy, and she kind of gets lost in herself, and she thinks, oh, I've thought about Remy in a while. She was one of my favorites.
How long ago did you lose Remy?
Oh, not too long ago. Poor Remy. Anyway, so you're rogue, like Remy was.
Yeah,
Interesting.
rogue.
Very interesting. Don't work for anybody? There's no phase
I stopped in and out of some half genes
here and there?
places, but no Fae. They would try to make me do some actual big folk work.
Interesting. Interesting. How do you know Amalia? You followed her, so
She interested me.
is it the wing? Got a thing for wingless pixies?
No, I've seen her before.
Oh, you have? Where?
On the train.
Oh. Oh. Half genes like the Ardeo boy.
Actually, no. I don't know who that is. I work with a half-gene named Owen Bilar.
Oh, that's a truth. But it's still I'm gonna have you roll something, well, because you're lying that you don't know Embrilar.
I need Oh. How can I reroll this?
That's a good
I would
question.
do anything to protect a friend.
I would do anything to protect a friend because I don't want to put Embrilar in danger. Okay, that's still. What am I doing? This is not a good one.
It's something you're lying.
I am
Basically, you're
lying.
trying to hide something.
You could spend another one for +2.
You can add +2 for the same
I
thing.
only go +2. And if,
It's up to you though. Don't burn through them all just yet.
okay.
Just this one interaction.
I know.
Like I need it. I'm like,
Burn them all.
I have to lie!
God,
Our
going-
Spiderwillow is pretty terrifying.
Will.
Sure.
Okay. 1.
Okay. Okay, it's a 1.
I mean, I've heard the name Embrilar before. He goes to Owen for contact information.
You're Owen's pixie.
You know Owen?
I do. I do know Owen.
How well?
She's an acquaintance.
Oh, okay.
Never face to face, you understand.
Obviously,
Mediaries.
or else I feel like she would have mentioned him. You, her.
No, it's mediaries, usually. You know, I have her get me things every once in a while.
Did you hire anyone recently? I haven't been working with her that long, so I want to see if I.
You obviously wouldn't. About a year ago,
Oh, okay.
something like that. Oh, whatever.
She's doing fine.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So tell me, Little Belle, you want a job?
Yeah, I want a job.
Doing what? I have it known amongst my pixies that they can come and get work for me, but that's small work. Listening, information.
I can do better than that.
Do tell.
Oh, Tippin's doing this on the fly. Have you ever thought of having a pixie assassin?
Pixie assassin?
What if I told you I've killed someone in one punch?
She narrows her eyes at you and looks at you a little bit more closely and goes, "Did you know Remy?"
We were close.
You're Remy's boy. Interesting. There's only one pixie I know that's ever killed anybody, and that's Remy. She could do this thing. She could do this thing where she
Turn herself into a bullet.
basically a projectile of some kind, like an arrow. She taught you that. I thought that died with her.
Among other things.
Interesting. Interesting. And you work for this Owen now. Mm. How loyal are you to Owen? Truth now.
I'd give my life for her.
Milton. And Milton comes back in. He goes, Milton, I'll need a number 5B6 form. And Milton goes over and gets a piece of paper and she takes out a quill and she takes the quill and she runs it down her arm and she has blood on it and she begins to write. You see it cut deep. And the blood that comes out of it is not red. It's black, like ink, which is what goblin blood looks like. Looks like ink. And she begins to write on this form. Now, if Owen wasn't a problem, could I possibly buy your allegiance in some way? Milton.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, Milton. In some way, what do you want? Really, what do you want? I can give anything.
I don't like to be sealed by contracts. I like the work that I do to be my choice.
Just like Remy. Fair enough. I suppose you like your brethren. You like other pixies. You don't like the way that they're treated.
Not in general.
Neither do I. I don't like it. It's not fair. They're fae, just like you, just like me. That's why I have a network. So many pixies. So many to do what I want them to do. And they're free.
You're not just some new pixie messenger union.
No. No.
Just that's a little bit like what it sounds like.
To your mind, I can understand it.
My mind.
Yes. Your experience of, what do you, she like looks at you appraisingly and goes, you're about 100 days?
Give or take.
Give or take. I'm over 200 years old. I've seen many things.
If I learned anything from Remy, time doesn't mean too much.
If you learned anything from Remy, is that time matters a lot. You have roughly, what, 200 more days?
That was the
Roughly.
"you win or you die" line. Like that was.
Now you can either spend your next 200 days working for Owen, running errands, doing whatever she wants, doing whatever you want, which is completely fine. And then you'll be gone. Poof. Have you ever seen a pixie die? Like, really die?
Yes.
That would be Remy as well. Then you know. Light, sparkles. That's it. Nothing left behind. So the question is, Belle?
It's not Belle.
It's Belle to me.
It was
Until-
Tippin to Remy.
Ah. It'll be Belle to me until you earn Tippin. So the question is, Belle, what will you leave behind? Dust and sparkles, or something more substantial? That's the real question. She reaches into, she's continuing to write, but she reaches, she takes the pen in the other hand and continues to write ambidextrously. And as she's writing, she takes out a pin and she places it in the desk. She goes, "You're free to go whenever you want. You may take the pin. You need to only place the pin, bend it, and you'll come back here." Or I can take it. Again, like I said, you may go. But if you do go and you do not take my offer, that's all that I have, all that I'm bound to do for Remy's boy. She goes back to writing and then signs and then folds it, and she like gets a wax seal and she seals it, and she seals it with like, and then you see the Spiderwillow mark burn itself into the top of it. She goes, "Milton," hands the letter to him. She runs off.
I want to stay here for a bit.
Good. She takes the pin, puts it back, and goes, "Tell me what you know about Iggly Twitchwiggler."
Question also, where
Sure.
exactly did she put the pin?
Right between her, in her hairline by her ear.
Done. Okay.
And she goes, "Tell me everything you know about Iggly Twitchwiggler." We're gonna jump there.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Let's give a quick shout out to Frank's acting degree.
Very nice, very nice. Okay.
There's a whirlwind of trauma.
Yay!
You've experienced big feelings.
So many big feelings.
Jesus.
Let's jump to. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let's jump to you guys.
Yep.
Whoa.
So, you guys are stepping outside of have stepped outside of Milton's place. You're in an alleyway and you're looking out, and there are yells and screams as humans and half-genes are walking through the streets, breaking buildings. They're yelling things. They're yelling various different things, though. They're yelling like rights for humans, and they're yelling things like half-genes are just the same as Fae, and down with the dare, and down with the guilds.
Half gene, full Fae.
Half-gene, full Fae. Half-gene, full Fae.
Hashtag.
Hashtag. I'm writing that down real quick.
Real quick, I need to grab some water. I'll be right back.
No problem. Half-gene, full Fae.
You're good. You're good. Thank you.
Alva looks at all of this, and she just takes her hat and pulls it as far down on her head as she can.
Nice.
You might want to push your hat down a little.
Felix's heart skips a beat at that. But he says, "My dear, I've trained my whole life for this." And he's going to take his backpack off. And he's going to give her, he's like, "Would you hold this for me?"
Certainly.
And he's going to get into a fighting stance. And he's going to say, "I'm ready."
Wait, you're going to fight your way through?
He says, "Honestly, I don't need to be the one that pushes this button." And he gives the device to you. And he says, and he's gonna like hike his utility belt up a little bit. He's gonna say, "I can distract them long enough for you to get a block away."
We can easily just sneak through them. We have we can sneak through them. We look like I'm a half gene. We have torches. We can still need you. What if something goes wrong with this? I don't know how to fix it.
That's a good point. And he takes it back. and he puts it back in the backpack and he puts it on. And he's like, "All right, yeah, it's fine." And he's gonna pull his hat. Yeah, he doesn't have a hat. He does have I forgot to mention. Felix has a scar that runs from the corner of his mouth to right around his ear, where one of his ears is missing a point. He only has one pointed ear.
Did he have that when I knew him?
He did not.
In our 40s, okay.
He did not.
More importantly, he's not wearing a hat.
Yeah, Felix looks terrible in hats.
My man.
Oh, he's not wearing a hat either.
Yeah,
Not wearing hats.
Surrounded by heathens.
All right, so what do you guys do?
We're gonna make our way to the slide.
Okay, so you guys start wading into this. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to roll me, each one of you, a falsehood if you have falsehood.
Yeah.
If you don't have falsehood, it's just a straight up roll.
That's a straight
Oh, tell me what you're
jeez.
using.
I got rid of half gene pride, but I am a half genes, but I'll say I matter despite you.
I matter despite you. You could. That's what you're yelling. I matter despite you.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah, you matter.
and I'm a half gene, so I'm just like half gene, full Fae.
Half G. You matter. You matter, man.
That's a 3.
A 3. Nice. What'd you get?
Straight zero.
Straight 0.
With a base of 3 plus 2, that's a 5.
A 5. So, Alva, you like meld into this crowd in a way that I don't think, Embrilar, you've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Not just because from Alva, but like when you see wardens try to like blend in with other like undesirables, they never do this good.
Yeah.
Like she just is like gone in the crowd. Let's see.
like
What
you
you
see-
Did I lose her?
She's actually going to stay near him because he probably looks awkward as hell.
I think Felix is just brooding. Like he just has this
broody face.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to like go against the grain because you're trying to like they're heading one direction. You're heading another.
I'm sort of going at a diagonal, so it like looks like we're at least going somewhat
someplace.
outward, but
Yeah.
You're like wading across the stream of these rioters. And really what's happening is there's a lot of people and they're roughing up buildings. They're like, there's graffiti and there's one half-gene Ifriti who's like burning something into the wall.
Who sees the Sealy?
Who sees the Sealy, he says. There's a Sylvani woman who she's growing roots up over she's turning a wood fence, growing it into that says half gene full fae on it. And like really it's mostly the half genes that are vandalizing stuff. The humans are pulling people from their homes. And at the behest of half genes.
Yeah.
And if they're half genes, they make sure they come with them.
Yeah.
If they're humans, they welcome them out. If they're full fae, they get roughed up. And you see that happening. That is definitely something that is happening in the streets. You guys walk across, and there is a Nayati. A Nayati man, and neutral. So just him. There's a Nayati man being like basically whipped with willow switch by a half gene Sylvani, and like humans are like holding him down and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say that there's that scene happening 6 other times around you guys as you guys are moving through. Embrilar, I am gonna say, like, what does this do to you as a warden?
It's hurting, because I'm really, really tempted just to help. I'm really tempted to help. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know I can't, but
You're tempted. It's okay.
I really want to like just pull him aside and be like act like I know one of them.
can I roll to be aware that he might be having this conflict?
Roll an insight.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a 5.
A 5.
Are there any children who are being injured?
No. There's thankfully no children.
Okay.
No, wait, that was a bad one, wasn't it?
Bad for the crowd, not bad for him.
I'll roll again. Okay, I'm gonna stipulate it. Plus means it's good for you, which means no children. Minus, bad.
Uh-oh.
What was that? What was that one?
It's
Neutral.
neutral. So there are kids, but they're not being beaten. There's no children beating here.
Yeah.
They are being like forced to watch, shoved around, separated from their parents. That kind of stuff is happening.
What race are they? Are there any fairies?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not even gonna roll for that because this is Amminheim. So there are fairies who are doing that, but there's also you see all fae. You see goblins, you see fairies, you see probably Nayati and Sylvani and Ifriti. Those 4. There are very few Johnny.
There's 6. We saw 6 groups.
6 groups.
I go to the 6th one.
Okay, so you go to the 6th one, and at that 6th one is a Sylvani family, and it is a Sylvani family in which there are 2 female Sylvani, and they're how many people in this family? Hold on. And they're 4 children. And one of the Sylvani is the kids are being held back by humans and half genes, and there's a half gene Ifriti who has there's a half-gene Afridi who has these two Sylvani women, and it looks like he's gonna light them on fire. Like he's scorched. They're like playfully scorching them right now.
Are any of the kids at about like third grade size, like third graders?
These are all Sylvani, so they are. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say that they're
Like the human equivalent, like
human
8 or 9.
like 8 or 9. The eldest is. Let's see, there's 4 kids. It's like teen, adolescent, child.
Okay.
Do I see that he's like about to lose
Oh
his
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
roll-
she's
roll it in.
actually yeah.
Yeah, go. What are you doing?
Oh, like if I see this is going on, I see that Embrilar's like having a reaction to it.
My eyes are literally glowing blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pulling Felix along with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna.
The crowd.
Am I in front of you?
This is what happens. The crowd parts, Embrilar, and you see this scene. There's a perfect way for you guys to leave.
Are they outside their door? Are they in the middle of the street?
They're in the middle of the street. So there's this perfect place where you can crowd parts and you see them, and you see that there's Alva and Felix, and they have a perfect shot down, like to get to a side alley and head down. But you are in the middle of the street, and there is noise and yelling and screaming and fire and glasses breaking, and it's a cacophony of awfulness.
Okay. I'm walking in there.
Okay.
What Alva would do upon seeing this situation is wait for like a particularly loud noise to occur that's louder than everything, and then shout, "Smish! It's a big one! We need more people! We need more people over here!"
Roll me a. It's a persuasion, but I don't know if you have persuasion.
I have talk.
Yeah, roll me a talk. Well, it's a talk.
Okay, that's a 2, but belongs in the background. I'm part of this group,
Go for it.
so that's a 4.
A 4. Let's roll to see what these.
Can I assist? Like use magic to break a window or something, make a noise?
Oh yeah, totally. Roll me an Arcanica.
Okay. That's -2 +1 +3, so 2 altogether.
2 altogether. Okay. So we're gonna add a +1 to that, so it's a 5 now. And I will roll for these guys. So it gets their attention. But the thing is that this group that's going on here, like before they wouldn't have even noticed that you were there, but they turn and look at you. And before it was that half-gene Afridi and several other half-genes and like a bunch of humans. And the humans were the ones that were like keeping the kids at bay and like taunting the kids and stuff like that. The humans look to the half-genes, and one of the half-genes like points to the humans, and let's say that there's 6 humans. 3 of the humans, and they like rush over to where you're pointing, where there's that glass breaking, and so they run. So it's now 2 half-genes and 3 humans. And again,
2 half-genes and 3 humans around this family.
Around this family, and like I said, they are very focused on this. So even if you had rolled better, like they're focused on what's going on here. And as the crowd parts and as they run past you, Embrilar, you are laser focused.
Oh yeah.
What do you do?
So I'm imagining like the parents are on their knees and they're just sitting around just like whipping fire around them, and the kids are screaming, and I go up to them and I grab one of the Afridi that are doing the thing, and I shove them off to the side, and I yell, "Back off! If anyone is going to hurt these smishing caggers there, it's going to be me!" And I shove them to the ground.
Roll me a talk.
Or a falsehood.
Roll a falsehood.
That is a 5.
A 5. Okay. The half-gene like looks at you, and the other one is a half-gene Nayati as well. So there's a half-gene Nayati and a half-gene Afridi. And I said there were 3, weren't there?
Yeah.
But one of them left, so it's just the 2. The Nayati goes, "All right, mate. All right. If these are the ones you want, please go for it. They're all yours." And
Thank you.
they step back. They're like look at you, and like the the two half-genes go over to like the kids, and they're like holding. They're like, no, watch.
And I light my hands on fire, and as I'm looking at them very menacingly.
Okay, and you look down in the eyes of these two Sylvani, and they're these two Sylvani women, and they're holding each other's hands. One is like they're looking at you with these gray eyes, and you see that they have blossoms in their hair.
Yeah.
And they're based off of, I'm going to call them gardenia bushes. So they're like thorny, but they have like white blooms and stuff like that. And as you get closer and they look into your face, one of them buries her head in the other one's shoulder, and she like holds her and she stares you in the eyes.
And as I'm looking at them, I'm going to yell at the other two half-genes, and I'm going to yell, why are you guys still standing here? Did you not hear the warrants are up front? They're going to need you up there. Get up there.
Miss all the fun? No. It turns to the humans like, you go. And so the three humans run, and it's just these two. And they're like holding so they're holding back these kids. And as the humans run, one of the kids tries to do magic to like grow something to like attack one of them. And you see the Afridi like reach down and grab the kid's hand. He goes, ah, as he burns
and
the kid's
I
arm.
snap.
Okay.
I snap. I was trying to play it cool. I was trying to get it.
Yeah.
And so
Smish.
I'm going to, So
I grabbed the two little ones, like.
Oh, no. Just gotta finish this. Gotta finish this first.
So okay, I'm looking at them and I'm yelling at them like, get out of here, these are mine. They say no, kid snaps, and I turn over and I hear his screams.
I want you to tell me something.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where your mother hurt you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Describe that moment to me.
You see, my mom has these collections of books. That when you read them, they come to life in front of you. And they're very rare. And I was really young, and I got a couple pages in, and the letter seemed to float off the page. And I was seeing this family in front of me, and I was reading this story of some such. And Mom didn't allow me to be in the library. She didn't care. This is where she kept her nicer things. So one day, in a particular mood of screw her, I go in there and I read, and I discover this book, and I'm seeing all these magical things, and I see this book, and I'm starting reading, and then the door burns open, and she sees what I'm doing, and I take my eyes off the page, and the family just crumbles in front of me, and she comes over and snatches the book out of my hand, and is like, "What have I told you about being in here? These are nice things, not meant for hands like yours. You don't get to touch these things." And she slowly sets it down. And she grabs my hand, and she starts to burn it. "Your father wasn't allowed in here? You are not allowed in here." And then my hand slowly starts to burn, and then Mephanis kind of comes into the room.
Cool. That scream that you made as a child turns into the scream of that young Sylvani boy.
I immediately go to that half-gene, and my hands are just covered in fire. And I grab his arm that is grabbing the kids, and I grab his arm, and I yell, "How does this feel?" And I just channel all of my fire into that hand, and then grab his throat and just burn, and just literally fire just coming out blue, and just explodes out.
For the flashback, roll me a fire combat. This is against the Afridi.
Oh yeah, but
roll that, yeah.
but
Give it right back.
Give it right back to me. It's fine.
That is a 6.
You reach down, you grab him, and he looks up in surprise, and you say, "How does this feel?" And you go blue. Where before your fire has always been orange and red and yellow, those fiery colors, and your skin and eyes have always been that color as well. You go blue, and your eyes go blue, and tinged around your hairline and at like your fingertips, at your extremities, those go blue. And you burn this guy. And he looks up, shocked, and then in pain. And he can't even scream loud enough. He goes to scream, and it's just a hoarse cry as his hand and arm turn to ash. And before you know it, you're no longer even holding his arm anymore. You're just holding a handful of ash. But the fire continues to burn. And he has let go of the young Silvani boy. And the two mothers are running over to you, basically. And one of them scoops up the kid, and the Nayati runs. He just runs.
The other half Nayati?
The half Nayati turns to run. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna Nalketo the smish out of that guy.
Go for it.
Do it.
And should I
Yeah, you can.
yeah.
They're there to use.
Yeah, they are there to use.
These points are made to be spent.
That's very true. That's even worse. We're gonna keep
going.
Keep them coming. We're gonna keep them coming. We're gonna keep them coming. We're gonna.
Wait, no, what's your base for that?
It's 4. Which is still a 2.
That one was like a neutral, wasn't it?
That was a -2.
Oh, right. No, I lied.
Fine.
There we go.
Okay.
So that's a 5.
You're gonna Nalketo his ass.
That's a 5.
So
Yeah.
So as he is running, I'm going
So
to.
the Nayati turns around and runs, and he meets you right in his face. What do you do?
So my first strike is going to hit him in the windpipe, so he can't cry out. My second strike is going to hit him right above the knee, and my third strike is going to hit him in the solar plexus, which will double him over. I'm going to wrap my arm around his head, and I'm going to.
Nice. All that happens, and it's Alva. You're standing there,
Yeah,
and
like
it happens so quickly. Where
Torch.
yeah, like you're just standing there with this torch, as Felix, like it's literally 3 moves, and before you know it, you hear the snap of this half-gene's neck, and he drops the half-gene like a rag doll. Let's see if anybody notices. Gonna say there's a couple of people that turn around and like notice what's going on to what's happened. Yeah, let's call it that. So people begin to turn around and see. Like they didn't hear because you guys took that out, but they did hear the resounding crack of that guy's neck. And with hearing, and I'm gonna give you one because that's gonna complicate things.
So I'm imagining that the 2 Silvanis, they were like
They've gathered up their kids, and they're like they've gathered up their kids, and they're like trying to move backwards into this, and like they look at you and they're like, stay back.
and I look at them and I'm trying to calm down the flames, but the flames are going, and I
Roll
say,
me a luck. Yeah, it's not working.
yeah. So I imagine like my eyes are just like emitting a blue flame, and I look at them and is he okay?
They're like, stay back. Look, we don't.
I won't hurt you, I
just
promise.
Stay back. And they like continue to. They're terrified of you.
Alva sees what's happening to him and sees that people are noticing, and she's going to shout again because she really hasn't removed herself from the crowd at all. She's going to shout again, "Oh, Smish, he's going to spark and blow! Stay back! Stay back!"
One looks at another one and goes, can that actually happen? And they go, I don't think so.
I'm going to go up behind Embrilar, and I'm going to attempt to.
You gonna null key to him?
I'm gonna attempt to null key to him, so he just so the magic goes
Sure.
down a little bit.
Sure.
It's a 3 still.
Three. It's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. Not a hard strike, just enough. It's like it's like an acupuncture, just
Yeah.
like right at the base of the
I'm
neck.
gonna give
just
you
like
a choice here. I'm gonna give you the choice to either let it happen, or to continue what you're doing. To fight it, basically.
I want to let the emotion go, but because I'm in such a high flustered place, the moment I feel I don't know it's him an attack, it's gonna explode. I'm probably gonna explode out backwards and I'm gonna retaliate.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to roll a fire combat?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a fire combat. And you had a 3? Okay.
All right. That's
Don't
pretty.
re-roll that.
I'm not. No, that's a 2.
It's a 2. Sweet. So what happens is they're terrified of you. Everyone's starting to look around. You just see this haze of fire around you and rage. And for the first time in your entire life, your Mephanis has talked about rage with you. One of the first lessons he taught you was rage. And how fire is a destructive thing. But it can be tempered, it can be directed, but it is always destructive. It is rage. And how to channel that rage and put it into something else. And he's always warned you about letting the rage consume you. And you've never understood that because you've never seen any other Ifriti do that. But this is the first time that all of a sudden you understand.
Yeah.
And as you turn around, in this haze, you see Felix come up to you. And there is a great wushu film type, maybe like 6 moves, where the two of you like go back and forth. And he finally gets you. It's a move where he directs your hand up, fire goes off that way, and he basically takes 2 knuckles and wraps them just above your heart. And he wraps you just above the heart, and the whole flame goes out.
I'm gonna catch him as he's like goes limp.
And you go limp, basically.
Yeah.
As you fall into Felix's arms. And like the flame keeps like
I'm
continues
gonna
to sputter.
2 fingers on the center. I'm gonna say, I was like you. When you're ready to control your anger, I can teach you.
Perfect. But at this point, more people are beginning to turn around and see. And the Silvani family, as they backed up, they found an alleyway and they run. They
Also,
run
we
down
have to
the
go.
I grab Felix's sleeve and I'm like, we have to go right now. And whatever way we were, you said there was like an,
That was before.
We've lost it.
You've lost that. Lost that. But there is that alleyway that the Silvani just went down.
running down the alleyway that Savani went down.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys head down that, and I'm going to say that that's the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Perfect end of the scene. You guys want to take a break? Okay. Let's jump in with Tippin. After Tippin scene, we'll take a break.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So,
I'm gonna switch my dice real quick.
okay.
I just, those have been very mean to me today.
Okay. So what happens is that she has just sent Milton out, and she's offered you to leave, and you decided to stay.
Decided to stay.
And so she sits down, and she's like, "Very well. Tell me what you know about Iggly Twitchwiggler."
I know that he's heard about you, or the idea of you. I don't think he knows who you are.
No, I don't think he knows who I am yet, but he has heard of me.
I don't know what you want to know about Iggly. I haven't had much interaction with him.
But you've interacted with him.
He came to Owen's once. Mostly to call in a debt. Owen paid it. He just wanted like a cup And
Sounds like eggs. The chat needs to recover? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, people are pretty upset right now. We've got shock blankets and ice cream. People are very upset.
Okay, we're almost done here then. She goes, how close could you get to him?
I don't think he'd remember me, so.
Perfect. You said you like to kill?
I've done it before.
Do it again, but with Iggly.
Why do you want me to kill Iggly?
Iggly's a thorn in my side. It's outdated. He does things legitimately. There's no more room for legitimacy in this town. I'm not just talking about Amminheim, I'm talking about Ammingrad. There's no legitimacy anywhere.
What do I get?
What do you want? You want Amalia? You can have Amalia. You want freedom? You want to leave your mark? We'll figure that out. You want to learn things? You want to not die?
And that last one, Tippin has like a stone-faced reaction.
Cool.
Like the most obvious. He
She goes-
does not hold his.
It's not too hard because every pixie wants that.
I want to roll an insight
Sure.
to see if I can, like, is she telling the
telling the
truth?
truth?
Is this a thing she can, oh. It's a bad insight. That's like a -2.
-2?
Yeah.
If you want to throw some in there,
If you got it.
flaunt
it.
Spend it.
I don't have time.
Okay, you don't have time.
Why do you hate me? Someone blow on this. Thank you. Thank you. Not you. I don't have time. I don't want.
You want to use these?
Yeah.
These have been bad for me. Maybe if we switch.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Okay, that's neutral.
I'm gonna hold on to these.
That's still a 1.
A 1. She's carved from stone. Like you can't tell. I mean, she's very, very true. She feels very truthful to you. She looks at you and she goes,
You did say you don't like lies.
I don't. I don't like them. And I don't like playing by everybody else's rules. The rule is that you die in about 200 days. We can figure out how to make that not happen.
I want to hear more about Remy.
What about her? Is that your price? You just want to know more about Remy?
Yeah.
Okay. You want that now or later?
I want that now. Then I'll decide if it's enough.
Come with me. And she sits up. And she walks across the room, and she opens a cabinet, and it's full of whisper jars. And she reaches up, and she goes through them. And she there's like a spin thing in the middle, and she stops it on, and you get close to it, and she opens up a small cabinet and pulls out one whisper jar and closes it, and written on it, it says, Remy. It's all of Remy. I had her dictate everything before she disappeared, of course.
How did she disappear?
She just left. I never kept her here. She decided to leave one day. It's her prerogative. Do it first. That's what I want. You have your price, and I have mine. Kill Iggly, and then you get this. Don't do it, and I crush it. And she's gone forever. Tick-tock. She squeezes a bit on it.
Can I have the pin so I can get back faster afterwards? There you go.
Let's take a break, guys.
Oh my god!
Okay, friends, we're going to take a quick break because this episode has been bonkers. I'm still in the chat here with you to answer questions, but these people need some water and probably to take a lap. So we'll be right back.
Good. Ready to go? Okay, we jump cut to an alleyway in which there's a Silvani family that runs by, followed by Embrilar, Felix, and Alva. And as they run past them, behind them. And as they run by, the camera pans and there are like 20 people like rushing down this alleyway after you guys. I want everyone to roll me physicals. Or
Athletics.
Athletics, physics, whatever it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's what. Okay. Reroll belongs in the background. Don't notice.
Why would that help you?
Because I'm rolling a stealth.
Okay.
Oh, stealth?
Oh, no. You're supposed to roll a physics.
Oh,
a
for-
physical of some
That's
kind.
the only. That's the only physical thing I have.
No, so just like some sort of physical,
Okay.
like either it's either athletics or physical is what it has on
Yeah,
there.
athletics.
Okay, give me my thing back,
Okay.
so I can spend it on other failures.
Where?
Oh.
Do you not have
That's-
athletics?
I do not.
No.
I have 2 physical stats. One of them is stealth, and one of them is Melkido. Neither of which
Okay.
It's just a base.
very runny.
So what number?
4.
4?
-1?
-1?
That would -3.
-3. So you all happen to keep ahead of the crowd.
Oh, good.
They're trying to run, but they're like bumping into each other, like, "Ah!" So they're more like walking down very fast, trying to get to you guys. You guys are sprinting, trying to get out of the way. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So the family continues to keep pace as well. And you guys turn a corner, and you basically are
They're
leading
running, like the family is running next to us?
with you, ahead of you.
Ahead of you? Okay.
So they continue to keep pace ahead of you. They're like falling back a little bit as they come up. You see the family, what they are. There's the 2 moms, and they have like the youngest kids in their arms, and then there's the teenage one, and he's got one of the other younger ones like on his back as they're like running. The teenage, well, he's like 13. He's the one who had it. Oh, how old were you when you had your unborn?
I would say about
Inhuman.
in human 6.
6. So yeah. So there's the one that he has on his back is like crying and whimpering and like holding his arm because it's all burned. Okay.
There is a form of fire magic.
Okay.
It's not really used to heal. You can't really heal much with it, but you can suck the heat out of someone and take it into yourself. But that does hurt.
Okay.
So you can like essentially, if someone is burned, you can take the burn out. You can suck the heat out that caused the burn.
Cool.
There's still going to be if there's a scar, there's still going to be a scar there. But you essentially
But the heat of it is gone.
and you take the pain out.
Cool.
Great for sunburns.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I'm gonna say you can't do that right now
Because we're running.
Because you're running.
But that's a thing
But
that
that is now a
exists.
thing that can happen.
Yes.
That is now a technique that a Ifriti can do.
He like Sozen Volcano when he like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I redirect it.
Redirect heat.
Cool.
So you guys are running. Right. Roll me another one because you guys are gonna come around the corner.
Exact same.
Hey,
roll.
1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Continue.
I'm going to re-roll. I'm using my Ifriti Warden because I am a Warden. I am in good health.
Awesome.
That's a 2.
2. Sweet.
I've been running for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I try a reroll with belongs in the background?
You bet.
Thank you. Okay, that's only a -1 instead of a -3.
-1. Cool. They catch up to you, Alva. So
Of course they do.
they're at your heels basically, and I rolled bad luck. So you guys turn the corner. Alva, they're like on your heels. You feel them like reaching out for you, like trying to get to you. And as you two round the corner, you find the Ifriti family at a
Silvani.
the Silvani family at a brick wall, and they're like touching it. They're like no, and they like turn around and see you, and they all shrink back.
I see them and I immediately just I kind of like back up and I'm like, I'm not going to hurt you. I am a Warden. I promise you.
They all like look at you, and the one of them goes, "Want to see some ID?"
Do I have my warden ID on me?
Roll luck.
Neutral.
Neutral. You decide.
He did say that was the thing for the getting to know you question that you always have on you.
That's true.
Ah, yes.
That's true. There you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do.
By
I
getting to
do.
know you.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I immediately pull it out and I hand it over to them.
She like holds it and goes,
My name is Embrilar Ardeo.
here.
May I see his arm?
Sure. And the little one like holds his arm out. But as that happens, you can hear Alva screaming as they're like, they're coming, because you're right there.
Okay, then I don't have time.
Here's what happens.
Yeah.
A door opens to the side, and a familiar-looking fairy cook is standing there.
Hey!
And she opens the door and she goes, "You guys want to go this way?
Yes!
Come on." And she like ushers you all in.
What is she right behind us, or did they catch her?
She's to the side. I want you to roll me a luck. It's good luck. Let's see what they roll. It's the same. So what's going to happen is this. I want you to make me a roll and justify to me how this gets you out of the problem.
Okay. Do I see at all this door that's happening?
You round the corner and you see this family being ushered into a door, and there's a blonde, very tall fairy, very slight, tall blonde fairy, who is ushering them in. And Embrilar goes in, and Felix goes in, and you see them running. What are you doing, Felix?
I'm not going in without Alva.
Okay, so there's Felix.
I've got my wrist ready. I'm like, duck.
That's what he says to you.
If he ducks, then I'm going to duck and try and run past him. I guess.
Sure. You drop and like slide underneath him. What do you do, Felix?
When I see the first thing that's not Alva that comes across, I've got one arm pointed out. I'm gonna pull a little lever on my utility belt, and a big fireball is gonna shoot out.
Sweet. Roll a Mechanica.
Be good. Uh-oh. I don't remember which one.
What was that one?
That's
Reroll
gonna
this one because I missed it as well.
Be good. That's a neutral. That's, it's a 3.
A 3.
It's a 3.
And this is just a rabble.
Rabble.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy. No, that's
Yeah, the first 4 people in front catch fire.
Okay.
It hits them, and they catch fire immediately, and everyone's like stops behind that.
In the chaos, I'm gonna run and close the door.
Sweet. So you guys run and you close the door behind you, and you hear screaming from outside and fire, and a lot of like, where are they? Wait, I gotta roll see if what they do. If they notice, they do not. They're like, where'd they go? Where were they? They were right here. Where'd they go? Did they go up here? I don't know. This door's locked. But like,
Yeah.
and you all are like behind the door, sitting there.
And I'm standing there at the ready. I'm sure
And
you are. too.
next to
We're
the
both
door
standing
is this tall, blonde fairy woman, and she's like looking at you, and she like winks.
Spaniel.
Embrilar, nice to see you.
Who are you?
Nice to see you.
Hi, I'm Spaniel.
I'm Alva. Thank you for saving our lives.
Oh, it's my job. It's fine.
What's your job?
Cook.
Pretty good cook.
I'm a hat maker.
Good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good work.
Is this your house? What are you doing?
There's trouble.
Is this your house?
No.
Oh, you're just out. Are you part of the?
Riot?
Yeah.
She is not what she seems.
Excuse me.
Okay, you are what you seem, but if you're a
I'm
cook,
sorry. Shall I make you pancakes? Is that what you'd like me to do to prove that I'm a cook?
While this is lovely, we have a job to do.
we do have a job to do.
And then I'm gonna realize my wrist is on fire. I'm gonna be like,
Where is the family?
The family is like huddled in like a corner, and they're like, "Who are you people?"
Oh, such a long story.
My name is Embrilar and Alva. I promise you, nothing is going to happen to you. We will keep
Yeah,
you safe.
he's a warden.
I'm a warden. I'm sorry for scaring you. I was trying to get them to go away so that I could get you inside, and
The littlest one comes up to you and goes, "Yeah, you're scary."
I am sorry I scared you. And I get down
That
on my
is
knees.
okay.
I get down on my knees and I'm like eye level with him. What's your name?
Philip.
Philip. Nice to meet you, Philip. And I hold up my hand to shake his hand.
He like looks at his burned arm and looks at you.
Can I see your burn?
He looks at his mom, and the mom like looks and nods, and
Here.
holds out his hand.
And I'm gonna do I shake his hand, and then it's like, may I?
Looks over, mom nods. Oh, okay.
And then I take the pain of the burn away.
He flexes it and goes, "It's not owie, it's not owie." And the mom like picks him up and goes, "Thank you.
You're really brave, Philip.
This is very true."
You're very brave. You
Um,
gotta take care of your mom, okay?
okay. And Spaniel's like, "We're gonna move further into the house.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go."
No, if at all relevant, like Alva has the weirdest expression on her face while she's watching you with this kid.
Yeah.
And she leads you through this house. This house is it's dark. Nobody seems to be in here. And she like leads you into like the living room, and it's like, I mean, I assume this is the right way. I don't know.
Yeah. I hang back with the family. I'm there to because I scared them, so I'm with the family.
Spaniel's leading you guys, and you guys find that this is just one apartment of what looks like a big complex of like tenements.
Yeah.
So you guys are like trying to make your way through it.
As
So
we're,
you're with that. What are you doing, Felix?
as
Yeah.
we're going, can we like Aaron Sorkin walk and talk?
Yeah,
all right,
sure.
'cause I wanna like say to Alva, I'm say, look, that night that I met you, the night you kissed me, I want you to know that's one of the reasons I do what I do now. I went up to my father and I said, I told him we don't have to do this. This doesn't have to be our life. We don't have to serve. We were meant to do so much more than this. And I'm gonna take her hand and I'm gonna put it up to the scar. I'm gonna say he animated a belt, and I caught the buckle. And I'm gonna kind of like move up to the part where my ear is missing. I'm gonna say, and I said no more. And I'm gonna put her hand back to her side and I'm gonna say, I meant to talk to you, to contact you, to be with you. My life could have been.
This is all done
So much
in low candlelight too. Like this is it's like slightly dark, but like it's got dusky reds and golds going on. Continue.
Small mist.
It's like little motes of dust.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
There's
Continue.
CW music playing in the background.
Yeah.
My life could have been so much better if you were in it. If we get out of this, please let me into your life.
Alva looks very shocked, and then she looks Felix in the eye, and she says, "Be careful what you wish for. I work at the Silk Rose on the Posh Way, and if I can, although I'm here for very important business, I'll try not to leave you for dead."
That's good enough for me. Walk,
And
walk, walk,
just
walk.
at that moment, Spanny goes, "Here we are," and she opens the door into the main street.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
What are you besides a cook?
I am just a cook.
Yeah, and I'm just a hat maker.
You are, aren't you? Just a hat maker."
Cag's sake, and I shut the door on her.
As everyone heads out.
Yeah.
And she's at the window waving.
Is the family still with us?
The family is going in a different
They're
direction.
gonna have.
Yeah, no, I figured like they were staying inside there.
I mean that's up to. I mean, like the let's see what they do. Hold on. They leave. They're like, we're gonna keep going.
I want to like what I wanted to do while we were walking and talking. I want to show my burn on my hand that my mom gave me to Philip, and be like, "Hey, now, not all burns are bad, okay? I got this
Okay.
when my mom burned me. So me and you are." And
Your mom burned you?
I was being a bad boy.
Your mom is bad girl.
Yes, she is. That's not the point.
Yeah,
Me
he
and
looks,
you-
he looks
me and
over at
you-
his mom, and she goes, "I would never hurt you, honey."
Yeah. So, hey, me and you, we're best friends. I'll always protect you, okay? I promise you're going to get out of this okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I look up to your mom and says, and I give them the estate of Sandier's place.
Oh, Sandier's apartment.
Yeah. And I'm like, go there. A man will take care of you. I promise. Nothing will happen to you. We will keep you safe.
They're like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
As you guys are about to leave, the top window opens and Spaniel leans out, and she goes, "You're gonna want to go that way if you're heading to the slide. Okay?
Cool. Thank you.
You're
Spaniel.
welcome." She like waves.
Yeah.
She's like, "Try to find me again. I'll make you guys pancakes or whatever you want."
By the way, just so you know, I had a pixie friend with me. He loved your stew.
It is my favorite thing. It's one of my best things.
He did say I need more salt.
Dove loves it. And she closes the door.
I knew it!
Stop it!
I knew it!
What? Oh, man.
I'm sorry for the scream, chat.
Oh, man.
As we're walking away, what's Dove?
And I'm just sitting here just going,
And as you guys are walking away, you hear,
oh, man. Oh, and I'm just like,
and it's
oh.
echoey. It's echoey. As you see Spaniel leap to a different roof.
Oh, snap. I was like, it's a long story that I can't tell. And we let's go to the slide. So
We need to get there.
yeah.
Jump to you, Tippin.
Cool. I am heading to. I fly through his portal, and I'm heading directly to the house.
Wavecrest Estates.
Yeah, to Wavecrest Estates. I am looking for. I decided to name it. I am looking for a route called Death's Door.
Death's Door. Nice.
For the chat, it is a root that looks very much like ginger until you cut it open, and there is like black veins inside of it.
Cool. So you go looking for Death's Door. So you come out of the portal, and you are at the very top of Wavecrest Manor. It's night. Oh, I'm sorry. I touched the thing. It's nighttime. I'm sorry. I have to do this. It's nighttime, but you can hear the lap of waves and feel the sudden humid air and tropicalness of the area. And the entire estate is closed. It's locked down and dark, but the moon is hanging over the lake and over the entire place. And you head into the jungle looking for Death's Door. Roll me a notice.
I'm going to use my skills as a pixie collector to roll that again. It's so true. That's much better.
Yeah.
That is a 6.
6. Yeah. You find, I'm going to say 1. You find one
That's all I
solid
need.
root of it. How big? How much of it are you taking?
Enough for what can I use in academia to tell how much I'd need for a dose, I guess, in comparison to myself, to how big a goblin is.
Old Goblin.
An old goblin.
an old goblin.
Roll in academia, yeah.
I got good academia.
Damn.
That is a 5
You're
academia.
just a smart pixie.
I'm a real smart pixie.
So you are able to go through and like figure out how much you need, and you get that much. It's enough that you have to like tie it to your back.
That's fine.
And so you tie it to your back, and you have it now.
Cool. Now I'm flying back to Silver Street.
Cool. So you head towards the particular top of this place, and you're going to go through the portal. And what the portal is through, there's a statue that has like an urn at the very top, and you like you flew out of that urn, and you're going to fly back into it. And as you fly towards it, you get a look at the statue, and you have this flash of you are no longer here. You are
The worst time for this to happen.
you're in a place you don't know. It's ornate, it's beautiful, and there is someone with an urn kneeling over close to you, filling up a chalice that you reach out and you take a sip of.
What does my
And
hand look like?
Your hand.
What color is it? Skin, everything.
So I want you to roll a notice.
Clever boy.
That's a 3.
A 3. You are too focused on what the liquid is, because the liquid looks like liquid sunshine and gold that you begin to
Can't
drink,
see my
and then
reflection.
you
Can
do-
I see my reflection?
I'm gonna say you
in it?
catch a bit of your reflection.
Yes.
And it's only a bit. It's murky, but you have long hair and you don't have your face. It's a face you've never seen before.
Okay, but if I saw it in a lineup, I could pick it out. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. And you stop, and then fly through.
Fly through. Yeah.
You enter out of. I want you to roll me an you don't have Arcanica, do you? Or do you have?
Yeah, I do.
Roll me an Arcanica.
Oh God, this is an awful Arcanica. I don't have time for delays.
Oh, look, it's the dark one. So
Yeah,
you've gone through
the
most of
dark
them.
one. I've gone through most of them.
Gotten rid of the darkest timeline.
That's better. That's a 1.
A
Arcanica.
1. I'm gonna say that it takes you a bit. It takes you a bit of like you got to go out this one and go through that one and go out this one and go through that
I
one.
figured there's not a direct one to get to.
I mean,
opens.
if you roll good enough Arcanica, you can get there directly. But I'm saying it's gonna take you like an hour to finally make your way back to. So we're gonna have to jump to you guys, like
Yeah.
what happens, and because he is now ahead in the timeline.
Yeah.
And you go back and forth, and you finally exit out, and you're close to Silver Street, but not right at the Silver Street.
I don't think
train.
Owen likes to have one close to her. I think I've told her about these.
Oh, you've told her about
Oh,
these?
yeah, I've totally told her about these.
Wow.
I told her to keep it a secret as well. But I've told her about these, and I feel like she purposefully like made me make sure that there were none very close to where she was
Perfect.
at.
So you head out, and as you shoot out of it, you immediately are stopped by Joe. Like you come out, and she's standing right there, and she stops you.
What are you doing here?
She shrugs, points to you. You shrug. Question mark she makes in the air.
I need to find out where my target is.
She makes a target, and then she like puts a top hat on herself and makes herself bent with a little cane. Question mark?
Is she insight? Is she
Roll
like,
an insight, yeah.
yeah, I guess. I'm doing so bad. 0.
0? It's mediocre. You get the sense that she like made Iggly.
Okay.
And she's like, Iggly? Question mark?
yeah.
Why? She shrugs.
Why do you want to know? Why didn't you tell me you were working for Spiderwillow?
She looks at you and then raises her arm. And she's got a soul brand on her. She like has to roll back her sleeve to show it.
Does that soul brand say anything about you stopping me right now?
Shakes her head no.
Then you can step aside.
She shakes her head no.
Look, I need to find out where.
She points at you. And she gives a thumbs up. You, thumbs up. She points to her. She puts thumbs down. You, thumbs up, good, Pixie. She points to her. Me, bad Pixie. You stay, good Pixie.
I want you to promise that the next thing I say doesn't get to Spiderwillow.
She shakes her head. She points to the mark, frantically pointing to it. She gives the sign. Oh man. She's like having a hard time to like trying to figure out how to like tell you this. But I'm going to just say that she pantomimes in such a way
Okay.
that makes her go, why? Why are you doing this? Me, far gone. You, lots to do. You, she points to you, made me fly.
Let me do this so I can free you.
She looks at you. She looks at you, Tippin, and goes, in a series of pantomimes. I really wish you guys had like hand thing talk that you could do. She basically says it doesn't work that way.
I'll make it work.
What makes you, she says in pantomime, so special?
Because I'm a good pixie.
She sighs and then says, let me go with you.
I can't. Not with that on your arm.
She gives up. Fine.
Tell Spiderwillow I'm doing what he asked.
Her? She?
Her,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm just...
She looks quizzically at you and goes,
Sorry, she doesn't call me by my right name. I don't get to give her her correct gender.
She goes, what is your name in pantomime?
Belle.
Good name. She like thumbs up.
I'm Tippin.
Thumbs
She
up.
calls me Belle.
Thumbs up as well.
Does she call you Joe?
She shakes her head.
Good. You're Joe.
I'm Joe. She points at herself.
You can tell Spiderwillow I'm doing the job.
She steps out of the way.
Shoot to Owen's.
And you look back and you watch Joe. She never takes eyes off of you, but she steps back and steps into the portal. Go to you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys are on the street heading towards the slide. You went through enough buildings that the big riot is happening on the other side of this street. There's some like nefarious stuff going on this side, but it's mostly happening on the other side.
Okay.
You immediately, as you come out from there, there is a on your communication bit, Felix.
Okay.
Felix, are you there?
Team leader. Yeah, this is Agent Drame.
Oh, thank goodness, Felix. Where have you been?
I really, I don't have time to. Not here. I've been underground. Bad signal.
We almost have them set up. Are you ready to go?
Almost. I need 5 minutes. Complications. The riot.
There's a lot of that going on. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I completely Hey, hey you, hey, and then there's Felix, you have 4 minutes. 4 minutes, Felix. And then there's more fighting in the background.
Will do, team leader. We have to get there.
All right,
go.
Let's
We-
go.
we-
And
we book it.
I guess we've been going. but
Okay,
yeah.
you've been running the entire time you've been doing this. So you guys are running down the street, trying to think, what are you guys looking for? What are you looking for to like place the device on?
Where? All right. I need the highest. No, I don't, because we were in a basement. Anywhere, really.
Anywhere?
I guess. Well, somewhere where
Indoors
people can't
might
see
be,
it.
Yeah.
So
Either indoors
in a
or
building,
hiding
I could
somewhere.
even put a box over it. Somewhere where people.
What
can't see.
do you guys want to do?
What does this place look like? What is this?
So you guys are standing in the middle of the street. It is a cobblestone street. There are buildings on both sides. There are shops. There are alleyways. There are residential buildings. Most of the buildings are about 2 stories, steepled roofs, and there's a lot of rooftop here. There's more rooftop than there is road.
Let's go onto the roof.
Okay.
We go up one of the. Do they?
It's like a fire escape, I imagine. Like you guys
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
It's easy enough for you guys to
And we
get to
set
the
upstairs.
get to the top. You actually get to the top, and you see in the distance there's Spaniel still going
Yeah.
from place to place, leaping with ease from roof to roof.
Yeah. Where is the? Do we? I can't remember. Do we know exactly where we're supposed to go on the slide? Where Spiderwillow is?
No, it's a. It's a shack with a Spiderwillow symbol on it.
Okay, so we're just looking for that. Okay. And that's where we have to get to.
Yes.
So if we're here, this will do exactly what you need.
Yes,
Yeah.
it should. It'll expand the SOG, so to speak, out to the slide. So we have something of an advantage potentially.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's. Is there a timer you can put it on, or does someone have to sit here and press the button?
I have to press the button.
Okay.
There's not a lot of time to waste.
No. Are we ready? Do we want to press it now, or do we want to like get closer? Like.
No, we should do it here.
Team leader status. Okay, team leader's busy right now. Farland, status. Refractor?
Yeah. What?
Is the refractor in place?
Yeah, it's in place.
All right. Good. Hold position. Team leader's a little busy right now. It's not important. I'll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're everywhere. They're everywhere right now.
All right. Get ready to call on the warden strike.
All right, I'll prepare. Pixie, and she goes off.
All right. I'm
Do
gonna
it
say
now. What happens after you press the button? Where do you go?
you're going to be mildly uncomfortable, as will everyone else in the area.
All right.
And you won't?
I mean, I'm always uncomfortable, so this isn't really going to change anything. But I'll find you.
And so what it looks like. Actually, tell me, Felix, what does it look like?
So as soon as I press the button, the pedal starts spinning really quickly in a circle around this glowing ball, and the ball shoots up and casts, and it expands until it covers the 9-block radius. And you see in the distance there are 2 other beacons of light that seem to be bouncing the ball off, and it changes shape. It's no longer a sphere. It's now got lines and angles, and it only hits the streets, and it forms a grid. And you hear there's cries of
Yeah, there's a lot of cries going on, and where you saw that there was like fire, like and water and like trees growing, all of a sudden that kind of pitters out. And less than a minute after that happens, there is a the whistle of warden whistles start going off. And you guys, from your vantage point, you can look down and see that there is a veritable army of wardens coming, and a few airships begin moving in as well, with the warden symbol painted on the airships as well.
Yeah.
Moving in to take care of this.
Felix is gonna once.
Alva reacts to the sogging back off.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Describe to me, Embrilar, how it feels.
It feels like I'm trapped underneath covers in a bed. Like I'm feeling like I'm being slowly
Smothered in a way?
smothered. Yeah, like I can breathe easily, but it feels like something is just weighing me down, and then it's hard to move.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alva.
Alva starts coughing, like she leans over and it's like she's trying to hack up a lung. And she's just sort of holding her middle. And it's sort of like, it almost looks like she's trying to throw out her body or her hands, like as if she's trying to release something, but it just won't go, and like it's stuck.
Yeah.
Cool.
and
I mean, not cool, but
Yeah.
Felix is going to begin to feel like a coughing sensation, but he, through his training, he takes in a deep breath and he centers himself, and then he leans over to Alva and he kisses her and he says, "I have to go."
So do we.
And
Stay safe.
I'm gonna pull another lever on my utility belt, and I'm gonna stamp really hard with my shoes, and I'm gonna start to fly,
cool.
and I'm gonna fly away.
Yeah. It's more of a distance jump that you are able to fall with style and then land and then go again. It's a lot of like jump, but you're on your way.
Cool.
Yeah, and so I think this is a great point where we are looking out over the city. There's fire, and there's this new kind of like grid thing that's happening. There's the cries of people that are being dampened, and we see the airships, the Warden airships, and like we hear the tramps of Warden boots as they keep coming closer. Embrilar, roll me a luck. Perfect. As you guys are standing there, Alva, you begin to acclimate yourself. Well, you don't, Embrilar.
Yeah.
For you don't know what reason of it, but you go completely limp and incapacitated.
Yeah.
And it's the camera has both of your guys' back looking over this warscape basically, and then Embrilar crumples to the ground.
Yeah.
No, Embrilar! Embrilar! Like she starts shaking him. Embrilar, are you okay? Oh no. No. This is.
And we jump, and as you're trying to do that, we jump over to Tippin, who flies into Owen's place, and lands in his little apartment. And there's Owen with a newspaper,
Owen?
drinking tea.
I'm in some deep smish.
Cut that scene as Owen looks up. We cut to a train pulling into Amminheim at a different section of the city. It's a train we haven't seen before, and it's more like a private train, basically. And the train pulls in, and then one of the cars gets lifted on like a pulls up, and then gets pushed a bit further, and it stops, and a gangplank comes out, and outside, the door opens, and there's a ferry servant who goes, a half-gene, we'll say it's a half-gene servant, who goes and opens the thing, lowers it down, it's a half-gene Nayati, and out steps Royland Ponce. And behind him is a small man with a thin, like pencil mustache. He's dirty blonde hair, and has very light sideburns. And he looks up at Royland and he goes, "Oh, Ed, what are we gonna do then? You got a thing? Looks like you're doing what you said you're going to be doing. What we do now. And he holds up the key, and he goes, "We finished the deal." End of episode. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for this intense episode of Warda.
Yeah.
Join us next week. We are 1 episode away from the. Well, from the very end.
One from the finale.
Yeah. Next week is the penultimate episode, and which means that the week after that is our ultimate episode. Next week we won't have Embrilar, which is why it was perfect that you.
I know. As soon as I was like, "Why is that perfect?" Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's perfect.
So we have next week's episode, and we have an episode at the end of the month that will wrap up the storyline for Warda Curiosities. In the month of October, we will continue to do weekly live streams here on the Twitch channel, but they will be one-shots. Each of those episodes will be a standalone episode with new guests, new characters, and new situations. Who will it be? Tune in to find out. Also, first of all, I can't believe we just got through all of that. All of that just happened in the same episode. The chat is very appreciative. Everyone is very, very grateful for the effort on y'all's part. So thank you so much for such a good episode. I warned them in advance that I didn't know what was in your notes for this week, so I had no idea what was coming.
Pain. Lots of pain.
Hey.
All the
Revelation.
Literally, Drew just wrote the word "bring on pain."
I wrote Frank should hurt. And,
Frank hasn't hurt enough.
And as kind of a reward, perhaps like a healing moment we can all share at the end of this episode together. I'm putting a link in the chat here, guys. Our t-shirts are available.
yeah, guys.
Yeah.
We made it to 200. And for that, we now have t-shirts. Just so you guys know, though, we are less than $100 away from getting 300. And at 300, we open up all of Winds of Change, which is a year's worth of games.
Yeah.
Set in Amminheim with Kalaith and Griff and Sendir Tundali and Gist, who's the other pixie, and Iggly Twitchwiggler. All those people come back for Winds of Change, and things go down.
Stuff goes down in Winds of Change, yeah.
Oh,
Tonight's episode was a good taste, I think,
Of what Winds of Change
of
is.
the kind of level Winds of Change is operating at.
Yeah. Winds of Change operates at that level. So please, tell your friends, tell your families, get the word out there so people can join and be a part. We are happy for our newest patron.
Dan joined us in the chat tonight.
Yeah, Dan.
Welcome to the family,
Welcome to the
Dan.
family.
Yeah, so help us get to that 300 mark. We're less than $100 away at this point, so it shouldn't be too hard to get us there, so that we can start giving you, the patrons, first glimpse of Winds of Change as we move towards the end of Curiosities.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Anything final from you, Allie?
I think that's it. I did mention in the chat that you and I are playing in the Dungeon Dome on Saturday.
We are?
It's Benjen versus Balon, so if you want to see me and Drew take each other down, tune into that.
Yeah.
Right here on the one-shot Twitch stream.
Take each other down.
I'm going to take him down first.
What's going to happen?
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for being in the chat, asking brilliant questions, and being a part of this world in a very active and proactive way. Thank you to our performers and players tonight. Somebody needs to sage Alexis so that she can get better, because it's not a great place to be in, and
I will be better by next week.
we all
I have
feel
to
for that.
Fall into a neti pot.
Yes. And thank you, Tyler, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler.
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you very
much.
It was
for
a
having
lot
me.
of fun having Felix join us, and everybody else, we'll see you next Tuesday.
All right, we'll see you next time, guys, and thank you so much. Most of all, we want to thank you, because without you, none of this would be possible, because Warda is for you guys. It's not just for us sitting here playing. It's for you guys. It's a world that is constantly living and growing and continuing to become more deep and involved, because you guys are a part of it. And we want to make sure that you guys are happy with that. So Catch us next week, Tuesday, same time, same place, same basement. And we'll see you next time, citizens.